Who do you think won?
THOR.
4-1 for Eddie?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, so you were one of the UK judges. Who do you think's gonna win? This guy? Or this guy?
This guy.
So you got Thor?
Yeah.
Imagined. That big loop and hook though. I'm telling you, another one. Thor just looks so available for hooks. And Eddie's just ducking and chucking. He did land those hooks and Thor took them. So he took his best punches so far. If Eddie can throw a right hook and then throw a left and like as an overhand and cork that over.
Ooh.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
Ooh. If Eddie can... Ooh! That's a count. That's a knockdown. First punch thrown.
Big.
You think I could take one of these guys?
No.
Emotion.
That. Then if he lands that, that's going to be game over. Thor's moving well. Ooh! He landed it. Left straight.
Ooh.
Yeah, Eddie's bleeding on both sides.
I feel like you have to hit the head.
Oh, bad idea. Switch. Hey, throw a left hook, man.
Ooh.
Ooh! Here it is. You saw him circling. Bad news. She circled towards his left. Boom! On the button. Nice jab. Throw a left hook over the top. I'm going to Twitter right now. Eddie, throw a left hook, please.
When Eddie
Tell him.
goes to punch with his right hand.
Oh!
Ooh.
See? Look at that knockdown. Bang! Who do you think won?
THOR.
4-1 for Eddie?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, so you were one of the UK judges. All right, so a couple takeaways. Number one, super impressed with guys of this size being able to move around that well for that long. 6 rounds. Eddie's first fight was able to go the distance. Was impressed with Thor's skill set. I didn't get a chance to break down Thor's most recent sparring, but based off his previous fights, he looked a bit faster, had some more pop on his punches. But again, this is like Eddie's first fight. Very impressed for guys this size. What is it? 140 kg, 300 and something pounds. To be able to move around like that, I for sure thought by the time round 3 or 4 came around, this was going to be just done and just bad. And you see that even at the professional level. Now, overall, I was just pretty frustrated watching the fight. It reminded me of watching Woodley versus Jake Paul, number 1. Where I thought Jake was doing a good job, but I was just so frustrated with Woodley not throwing his punches. I thought there was a lot of moments where Thor was so available. I didn't keep count, but I'm pretty sure Eddie threw like 5 punches with his left hand. And what I mean by punches, like real jabs. He threw a couple of jabs, landed a few of them, but no real power punches, no hooks whatsoever. And when you are so obviously sticking to one punch, which was a right hook, like it wasn't even a cross, like he didn't even switch up the straight that much and the hook. He was clearly just ducking and chucking, trying to jab and then throw that overhand. And I thought maybe Eddie was gonna use that a lot, and then when Thor would kind of get used to it, then you can set him up for that left hand. But he just never threw that left hand. I know that in Eddie's previous training he had tore his bicep. I'm not sure how long ago that was, but to me that had to be the reason why, because I've never seen a situation where someone just did not throw a punch with one side of the body unless there's an injury, a broken hand or an injured shoulder. There was no left hooks, no uppercuts, nothing. It was just jab, 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 right hook. And with Thor being taller, there was some moments where Eddie was able to sneak some in and land partially, which just goes again to show Thor's defense has a lot of holes in it. But I thought there was countless opportunities where if just Eddie just threw a right hook first and then just followed up with a left hook over the top, because Thor was constantly circling to his left, even when Eddie went southpaw. Right when he switched stances, now he is right lead, and he was still throwing that right hook, that lead right hook. Thor was moving into Eddie's left, which is no can do. That's what got Eddie in trouble. He kept circling into Thor's left hand, and he was able to find a home for it. a couple of times. Thor was literally moving away from that hook, blocking and stepping away from it, moving perfectly into that left hook. I think like Eddie could have closed his eyes and just kind of thrown like a fake right hook just to get Thor to react, and then just slap that left hook, and it would have gone over Thor's shoulder. You know, Thor had like this, you know, traditional guard, but his front shoulder was pretty low, it wasn't really high. You know, he didn't seem too alert, so it was just frustrating. Right? I liked what Thor was doing. You know, he's using his jab, maintaining distance. He did outbox him. I was surprised to see that he outboxed him, but Eddie didn't take advantage of one of the most simplest things you can do. When someone's moving to a certain direction, cut them off and throw your punches into them so they're moving into your punches. I thought Eddie was going to brawl, and I think if he did brawl, there would have been plenty of opportunities for him to finish the fight, to be honest. You know, at times, only time Eddie doubled up a punch was either his jab, or he would throw like a right straight and then a hook when in his right lead, but there was never any left to right or right to left. Especially right to left would have worked, or, you know, create a clinch situation, separate a couple body hooks, and then throw 2 head hooks. If he decided to actually brawl and throw like 3 to 4 to 5, 6 alternating punches side to side, I'm not sure Thor would have been able to deal with it. He was able to just react to that first punch and get away with it. You know, if I'm going to throw one big haymaker at you and your reaction is just to overreact to that one punch, I'm not going to hit you, right? If every time I go to duck and chuck or swing and you overreact to that punch, I'm not going to land it because you're so alert, especially if it's the same side. Now, if I use that and you overreact, I can run you into another one. So again, just I would have loved to have seen him at least attempt it, because I'm not saying he definitely would have won, but if he had done that, then can Thor overcome that? And that's something, like, when I watch like fighting, you want to see people perform at their best and see if like the opponent can respond, right? I didn't have any, you know, horse in the race. I didn't really care who won, but when I'm watching fighting, I like to see people give it their all and see who can withstand the most adversity, overcome it, you know, and come out victorious. So again, Thor did very good. My major takeaway is those dudes are scary, being able to move that well at that size. We need to find some other people like True Jordy, Bradley Martin, Mini Khan, Arms. Maybe we can get these guys over to our community and set up a fight, because that is something that I think would be cool. Like, into the celebrity, like boxing and this influencer boxing, when you have heavyweights, even if they're influencers, they got power regardless. They are just strong people. Those punches they were throwing had some real heat behind it. So being able to see them get involved in like this space, I personally think would be really cool. So what matchups would you like to see if we had like a heavyweight, or in this case, a super heavyweight division in the YouTube boxing world? Let me know what you think. Leave a like and subscribe. Oos.